Hey guys, it's Lady Hoggo, the Awkward Witch. So you may be wondering why I'm looking at my altar. It's mostly because my face is an oily mess and it needs to be taken care of, and I have no more makeup left, so I look a little disgusting. Also, it's quite a snowy day outside. It's kind of raining now, actually. Raining, snowing-ish, but yeah, we're in the middle of a blizzard in Northeast America, and it's entertaining. I'm feeling very relaxed. I just did some meditation and stuff, so I'm gonna take a shower and probably play music. That will probably be most of my day. And getting prepared for Emulg. Yay, that's actually coming up pretty soon, isn't it? I feel like every holiday is kind of behind the other one. Like, now that it's snowing, it should be Yule. But anyway, what was this video about? This video was just about, I was watching a video. This isn't really a video response, because this is just on my own take on things, but, it's a response to Miss Penry. Tulin? That's so not right. I know I'm paranoid about pronunciation, but when it comes to Gaelic names or anything that sounds Gaelic or unusual in my brain, I, struggle a bit. It begins with a T. You've probably seen her before. She has, like, dogs that come in, these big dogs that are very friendly. Anyway, she talks about all kinds of things, and the latest video she made was about being an authentic witch. Kind of basically being a witch 24/7, not... and also knowing what kind of person you are in order to help yourself be a real witch. And I thought this was interesting because I never actually paid attention to... Well, I mean, I know my own flaws, I know my own things, but I feel like I don't know my own whole person. And I know for a fact that, like, I've only been at this witchcraft for a couple years. Like, literally. But I know myself. And I know how I still, I do tend to separate them a bit. Sometimes if I'm mindful, I try to be more mindful. I bring small stones with me to work or school. A stone I feel I need for the day. I like to bring my amethyst. It's very balancing and emotionally stabilizing. This is a stone I really like to bring a lot. So I do things like that. I also, make magical pouches and carry them around on a daily basis and stuff like that. But the thing about that is that, like, sometimes I forget they're in there, or in my bag, or in my pocket, and sometimes I forget the purpose of them. And if you don't, magic doesn't really work if you forget the purpose. So sometimes it's just a waste of time. And that's why I think I'm concerned about myself, kind of, not being a witch 24/7. Now, this doesn't mean being a witch 24/7 doesn't mean doing magic or spells all the time or every day. I don't feel that's necessary. I feel a sense of meditation. I think there are some things that I think might help me and others who feel disconnected with witchcraft when they're not doing witchcraft. Those are supposed to be quotes. Who, might help, like 5-minute meditations in the morning, thinking about your goddess, or God, or whoever you worship, and, what they might want from you from the day. Maybe a little prayer. Maybe even just turning around in the dawn saying thank you. I've tried to do that before, to be honest. Some people are better at that than others. I'm terrible at it. I try to set my alarm, and sometimes I can't even summon the energy to, like, press my alarm button, let alone turn around and say a few words of thank you to the rising sun. There would have been absolutely no point of it today because it's snowy and cloudy and it's like a sheet of white out there. But, the sun is still technically rising. It's there, people. But, it is kind of hard to connect with it when you don't see it. So, yeah, but anyway, little tiny things, the connection throughout the day that I think might help, I think also, even if you're not doing these things, maybe just be, like, mindful of how you treat others. Remember why you became a witch. Remember what you wanted to bring to the world. And if you didn't really have the intention in mind, think about what you wanted to bring to the world. Why being a witch is so important to you and so part of who you are. and don't lose it. And maybe this takes years to cultivate. I don't know. I know for sure. I mean, when you start as a witch, you go into that craft because you feel that's who you are inside. But then, there's a lot of pieces to witchcraft and practice. That's why they call it practicing witchcraft. That, needs to be done. And, that takes a little work to cultivate. And then you get used to that part. And then, it becomes part of your life. It's like practicing anything else. It becomes a real part of who you are. Like I said before, people go into witchcraft because they feel that's who they are inside. But then they have to expand that. They have to make it part of their daily physical life somehow. And it is difficult, especially in our world. In this world where people run around and are completely crazy, and there's internet and there's email. I hate email. I just thought y'all should know. I mean, I use it anyway, but I hate email. I despise it. I don't know why. I just get like hundreds of emails from school and work all the time, and it's just like, and I hate typing. I hate calling people too. I get very nervous about calling people because I'm a little shy and socially awkward, but honestly, I prefer that to email these days. Anyway, sometimes also people don't even answer back. They don't have to if they don't want to. Anyway, I'm getting off the topic. So, becoming an authentic witch. So, Penry, Miss Penry, Madame Penry, whatever she calls herself, she's talking about knowing who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you agree with. And maybe a lot of people go into this craft not knowing that. I think I went into this craft knowing most of it, but I do feel insecure. Like, maybe I don't know myself well enough. And it's really kind of weird, because you think people would know themselves, like, backwards and forwards, but no. If you have a best friend or something, or a parent who knows you really well, you need to ask them. You ask them, how do I handle a situation, or how do I act like this, or do you think I respond like that? And that might help you get a clue as to who you are, because it's not as easy as it seems, knowing who you are. And I guess knowing who you are and knowing what you can bring to the world will help you be a better witch 24/7. And keeping in mind all your goals and all the things you want to do and accomplish, why you want to accomplish them, and who or what you're doing them for. And I think that will help a lot. Because sometimes, in your daily life, with all the crazy things in the world and family, and some people have kids, it's probably very easy. I wouldn't know, but if you have a lot of kids, I would imagine it's pretty easy sometimes to forget who you are inside, because you have all these things in the outside you have to do. And eventually you become kind of like a robot, and that robot is not going to be spiritual, is she or he? So, yeah. And I guess that's all I have to say about it for now. I might have more things to say later, but I'll let you guys know. For now, I'm gonna go take a shower, and I'm going to play some flute, and sign up for another class. I'm actually doing a part-time music program thing. It's not really grad school, but it's like kind of leading up to grad school. I'm kind of excited and nervous, because I'm not sure how this is gonna work, and I'm also going to try to apply for a job in a library, and again, throughout the semester, I will work on doing well, and being a witch all the time, being my inner witchy musician. Okay, so I shall talk to you guys later. Merry part!